When you're out crankbaiting like we are today, one of the things you really got to do is try and wire up the pattern, and that means two things. First of all, figure out what style of crankbait you should be running, and secondly, of course, what color. We got 4 rods. I actually started out with a couple jointed Flickr shads and a Flickr minnow and a standard Flickr shad. We had heard that white was doing good out here, so we went with some whitish patterns, some white in them. Now, it became real obvious pretty quick that the jointed ghost glitter there was catching more fish than any, but the regular Flickr minnow was also doing pretty good. So the next thing I did was took out a few of the colors that weren't producing as well. I put another Flickr minnow in the lineup, kind of more white, but I also then put another jointed one in that was similar. Still had a lot of white in it, but now a little bit of a purple, the Uncle Rico. So what I was trying to do still is figure out what was the best bait, but we're starting to move towards the right colors. Now, after a little bit of running this combination right here, it became real obvious that the jointeds were way out catching even the Flickr minnows. So at that point, we went away from the Flickr minnows and we went just to the jointed Flickr shads. We stayed with the 2 on the outside here, the Ghost and the Uncle Rico. And then we just started going through different colors. You know, this red tail, this cougary looking thing. This one has purple and white in it. It should have been good. It wasn't. So we eventually got down to where we were only fishing those 2 colors, and then again occasionally putting in other ones. But that's what we went through. We developed which bait style was the best. Then we went through colors to figure out which was the best there. And by the end of the day, we had wired the pattern.